We have been living in a world where technology is enhancing our day to day lives in many ways. Out of those wonderful technologies that create an impact for us, there is something called cloud computing. Some of us know about it and some of us don't. Welcome everyone, and in this video, we'll take us on a journey in understanding the evolution and purpose of cloud and how it simplifies and improves the infrastructure and operational challenges of enterprises, thereby giving their consumers a much better experience. In the beginning, we need to understand the data center and how, in previous times, every company had to undergo capital and operational expenditure to manage their IT environment through their own data center. A traditional data center has the following layers: storage. This layer is where the critical data of the organization is stored. It contains the storage devices. Compute. This is the layer which contains the servers and all the processing activities are done in this layer. Network. This layer connects the storage and compute layer. It contains the network switches and the devices like routers and gateways, which connect to the outside data center world. On these layers, the applications run. They usually interact with the compute layer to perform their activities. The users or consumers connect to the applications for their requirements. Now, there are many challenges with this model where companies manage their own infrastructure through data centers. They had to incur a lot of cost through capital expenditure of setting up the data center, arrange power and cooling, procure the devices and licensing, etc. Then they had to recruit and retain personnel to run and maintain the data centers. In addition to that, whenever they would have the demand and they would like to scale their infrastructure, they had to buy new hardware and licensing, spend weeks and months to set up the same, and test them before they get ready for production. Hence, scalability of such an environment based on demand was always questionable. Then the concept of cloud was born, and the cloud service providers set up data centers across the world in different geographies, and then they started to sell their data center infrastructure as services to various companies in a shared model. Some examples of these companies are Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. Then there was no stopping for the cloud, whether it's a new company or startup aspiring for a new digital setup, or even a large enterprise desiring to migrate or host some of their services on the cloud, everything was possible and made simple. The cloud brought many benefits for its consumers. Some of them we will discuss here. Because the company was no longer required to set up their own infrastructure, they were able to save on capex and opex. The enterprises were able to scale up to the increase in demand because the cloud provides an highly scalable infrastructure to cater to the requirements. There was a catalog of services available similar to the menu card in a restaurant, which was very simple for consumers to select and buy and only pay for what they consumed. The services were also rapidly provisioned, which reduced their time to complete their projects and deliverables because they no longer required to hire a lot of employees for running and maintaining their infrastructure. They were able to address that skill gap with the cloud service provider's expertise. In these years, the cloud has evolved even more, and now it is an enabler for many things around us, like booking a taxi through an application or even booking tickets for our travel, enabling banking and financial services for consumers, booking hotels and stays, thereby enhancing the hospitality experience. The cloud also covers other sectors like manufacturing, retail, healthcare, media and communications, government enterprises, e commerce, etc., and the list goes on. Thank you for coming this far in this video, and I hope it was useful and interesting for you to understand the background of the cloud and its evolution as well as the impact it creates around us. Please share in your network if you feel that it would be useful for others as well. And if you have any feedback, you may share through comments. Have a good day.